Yep, it's recording. Hi, I'm Stacey Garbarski.
And I'm Miranda Beadle.
So Miranda and I have a few stories about Brendan. I hate saying I hate when I do that.
Yeah, that we wanted to jointly share together.
Yes. The first one was during Arabian Nights, which was such a fantastic show. I had such a great time with Brendan. As most people know, he was
just perfect in it.
Right?
I mean, he could do literally anything and everything that Jeannie threw at him. He was like, all right, let's do it. And he would just do it.
Which is why he was nominated for Irene Ryan, in my opinion.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
first story was everyone had been really tense and like at each other's throats because
it was a long year.
It was so tiring.
Everybody was just like, we're done.
And Jeannie made a comment about like, oh, actors, stop getting tattoos, because many of us do have tattoos and piercings. And I would say that we all got a little bit defensive, but everyone was being, like, we were really pissed.
Yeah, well, and she said too, you know, she was like, and we love Jeannie. This isn't to, you know, bash on her or anything, but she had said something that was pretty offensive, like, she didn't understand why we got tattoos, or that, you know, we need to stop getting tattoos, or something to that
And
effect.
that's definitely not what she meant. But
no.
That's it. Just everyone was really tired and crabby. So Brendan,
who does not have any tattoos or piercings at all,
sent her an email defending all of us, and it was just really nice of him. I don't know exactly what he said.
I don't either.
But I know that I think he was the only person who emailed Jeannie being like, hey, that actually hurt everyone's feelings a lot. And maybe we should all sit down and talk about this. Yeah. And then everything was solved.
Yeah, and it was so incredible to me that, like, that I mean, it wasn't even anything that affected him personally, because, you know, he didn't have any tattoos or piercings, but that just kind of showed, you know, the kind of person that he was, because it didn't involve him, but he stood up for us anyway.
And you saw how upset everybody was.
Yeah, we were upset.
Oh my god, I was being so overdramatic. Okay, so I have my own story, and then we have another joint story. So Brendan and I would say we became pretty good friends as my sophomore year happened, which was last year. I'm a junior now. So I came in my freshman year. He was, what, a junior at the time? Yeah, so, you know, like, when you're younger and you come into, like, these people who have, like, their family, it takes a while to get to know every family member. And so last year was when Brendan and I really hit it off. And one night I invited him over. And, hold on. Hey.
Sorry, I made up the sign.
Sorry. I'm sorry. And so I invited Brendan over.
Audio editing.
Whatever. Dude. I invited him over, and I was like, hey, I think that some people are coming over for dinner. You should come over. And he was like, yeah, sure. And it was only Brendan who came over, because everyone else was busy, tired, as that goes, such as theater life. And it was Brendan and I standing in my kitchen like, all right, we're going to hang out. Just the two of us. And so we made pasta. I remember I think it was just regular linguine with vodka sauce. So we cooked together, and we started talking and telling stories. And then we went into my living room and watched trash TV, sitting on one couch together, just laughing. And I looked at him and I was like, we just became really good friends, didn't we? And he was like, yep, think we did. Definitely happened. And it was, I don't know, he always went out of his way he would drive me home and, like, buy me bottles of wine before I was 21 at, like, the last minute, like, at, like, $8.58 at Trader Joe's. I still actually owe him $3. I definitely do. And, I don't know, he also promised me on my 21st birthday that we would go out to a dive bar together. And my birthday was last Tuesday, and it was between the weekends for Absurd Person Singular, which Miranda, myself, Anthony Leonard, Leah Sander, and
Mark Kennedy,
all of us, and Brendan were cast in that. So we were planning on, okay, like, after rehearsal, we're going to just have one drink at a dive bar. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do that with him, but I still went out and had some good beer in honor of him, more than I probably should have. But, you know, he would have laughed about it, I'm pretty sure, and just shook his head and been like, nope, you're dumb.
Yeah. I also just wanted to say, before our joint story, you know, we definitely never, ever forgot that Brendan was cast in Absurd Person Singular.
Never.
He was supposed to play Sydney, and I played Jane, and he was supposed to be my husband. And this was going to be the first time that I was going to really get to work with Brendan. And I was so excited, because I respected him so much as a person and an actor. And I always got really scared of approaching people because I always think that they're just not going to like me. And so I was really excited to have this opportunity to know Brendan better. And before the semester ended, before, when we were already cast, we got together and we did a read-through. And it was
so funny.
It was perfect. The casting was perfect. And Brendan and I had this incredible energy together, and we were just able to just, like, pick up the scene and just go and go and
this is just reading, too. Like, this is not...
the first time we had read it together.
It was amazing.
And it was perfect. It was just so perfect. So we just...
But
it was hard.
Kudos to Ryan for stepping in. He did a great job.
And it was hard because we didn't want to talk about it because we didn't want Ryan to feel bad, but in our hearts, Brendan was always Sydney for me. I mean, he was always. I was just so excited for that. But anyway,
this was his year. But moving on to more lively things. This story is a little racy.
But I'm going to preface it with...
But it's not meant to be. It's, like, totally, like, it's hilarious.
It's racy on Stacey and I's part, and we're telling it not to be weird or creepy, but because it honestly demonstrated how much of a gentleman Brendan was. Because you don't see that. So that's why we're telling it.
So this story, at my apartment, it always ends up being my house is, like, the party house, which I love.
Yeah, surprise.
Whatever. Surprise, surprise. And so one night I was like, guys, we need to have a truth or dare night. It'll be so funny. Because not everyone, like, had that, like...
I'd never played it before.
Like, in high school, like, people normally do that. And I was like, guys, this will be so funny. So, drinking was involved. I actually got Brendan to drink grape Four Loko. And he left his shoes at my house and came back the next day barefoot to get his shoes. And,
I never knew that.
Oh, it was hilarious. And, so we're all sitting in a circle, and drinks are kind of through everyone's system, but like it was manageable. It was really because it was all like really good friends, and someone was like, "Stacey, I dare you to take your shirt off," and I was like, "Okay," because I'm always naked. Like it's not even a big deal. Like everyone, all of my friends and family. Like
so then the next person, of course, dared me to take my shirt off.
So Miranda and I were like, okay.
And totally, like, naked, on the
And I got to dare Brendan to do something.
So, but wait, first of all...
This sounds like it's bad, but it's not.
It's not. First of all, the point that I wanted to make first was that, so, you have a lot of college guys in the room, and they're all just like, oh, okay, two pretty attractive women with their shirts off. We're gonna sort of look. Brendan, immediately when we took our shirts off, pulled his shirt up over his eyes so that he would not look at us. He was like, no.
Yeah, and because he's... Well, it probably made him uncomfortable, too. And he was just like, nope, weird, can't, bye.
Nope, I have a girlfriend.
And also, we're his friends. It's like we're his sisters, almost.
Like, that's the way he was.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. I mean, it was,
It could have been anybody.
He had a girlfriend, and he was like, no, that's
rude.
Dishonest. I can't look. So, Stacey...
I was like, Brendan, I dare you to look at my nipple. To look at it. Let me, like, not look at my nipple. Just take a glance at it. He puts down his shirt, quickly turns his head, stares at my nipple, and then puts it away.
He was so angry.
He was so mad at me. He was so pissed at me. But obviously, it was... I dared him to do it to see if he would do it because it was funny. And it's such... It's such a good memory of him because it's just like...
Yeah, and
he wanted to kill me.
It sounds so weird saying this in a sense that, like, I know his parents are going to be listening to it, but we wanted to tell it because it just really... spoke so honestly of Brendan and his nature and just how, I mean, he was such a gentleman and I don't know, he was just a perfect guy that just would never do anything. I still have to tell Allie that story. Oh yeah.
Well, and I consider her a really good friend. I know she'll just laugh about it because it wasn't meant to be like I was seeing someone at the time. Like it wasn't like.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I really feel the need to clarify this, but it was so funny, and I have just. Working with him during Arabian Nights was so much fun.
Oh, man.
And
every day he brought something new.
Yeah, and he actually... Brendan and I would get in little tiffs, though. Like, we'd start arguing a little bit. Because, like, I would say something kind of stupid, and he'd be like, that was dumb. I was like, no, it wasn't. And then...
No, it wasn't.
But he's always right, which is like, oh, my God. Why are you always right?
Another great memory of mine is the One Acts this past year. Mm-hmm. Brendan was on hair and makeup, and I played an old lady.
Oh my God, yes.
So, okay, I had to put on this wretched blonde wig. I don't know why. And Brendan had to help me with it, because I have a lot of hair, and I had to pin it all up to put it under my wig. So, Joe, the hair guy, put it upon Brendan to help me do my pin curls. And Brendan had never used a bobby pin before. And
he may have curly hair, but he don't know shit about hair.
And so I kept trying it every night. I would have to try to teach him how to open these bobby pins. And I'd just be like, okay, do you want me to open them for you? And be like, no, I needed to learn this myself. And he would just look so frustrated. And it's actually one of my favorite pictures of him.
Yes.
Is of him putting pin curls in my hair.
He looks so stoic, and Meredith's just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's great. We'll send you guys pictures.
He tried so... No, they have it.
I'll send it
anyway.
anyway.
And it was just... I don't know. He tried so hard. It was such a simple thing. But he had to get it right. Because that's the
just
way
how
he
he
was.
is.
He had to get it right. So, yeah, that's the end of my stories about Brendan that I'm going to share.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. That sounds about
Sorry
right.
to explode stories on you guys.
But I know you guys are going to sit there and laugh.
Also,
I
ones
hope.
that are uncomfortable, but...
But funny things. If I think of any more stories, I will definitely email you guys. But thank you for everything today. Thank you.
It was needed.
Yep.
For sure.
You guys are a wonderful, wonderful family. And I miss Brendan a lot. But he is going to live on through our actions.
Yeah.
Yay, theater.
For sure. Okay. Well, we're going to